The Oregon Historical Society has always enlightened us about our state's roots, but now we can also learn more about our country's past. So glad you're with us on Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Ken Ackerman. Joining us is Kerry Tymchuck, Executive Director of the Oregon Historical Society. Good to see you again, my friend.
Well, welcome back to OHS.
Thank you very much. You know, I've been looking around, and things have changed so much in the last 2 years, and that's mainly because you've been here for the last 2 years. What has been your goal? What kind of changes did you want?
Well, one, to make OHS relevant again, to bring it back into the forefront of Oregon. And we are the Oregon Historical Society. We've been around since 1898, 115 years, collecting, preserving, interpreting, educating folks about Oregon's history.
And there's so much to learn, and I know that you'd love to talk about everything here, but an exhibit that you have right now that people can still check out is a little more global. It's Windows on America, and some interesting artifacts.
I think it's the most amazing exhibit we've had in our 115-year history. I may be biased, but it's all the collection of a great Portland businessman and philanthropist named Pete Mark, who's one of Portland's leading commercial real estate developers. And for 50 years, Pete's hobby has been collecting presidential artifacts and documents, and American historical artifacts and documents, specializing in the really iconic moments and iconic presidents: Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, the Roosevelts, Kennedy. If you're looking for Millard Fillmore, go look somewhere else. You'll be disappointed. So for 50 years, Pete has developed this amazing privately held collection. Never before shared it with the public, and called me a year ago and said it's time to share it. And so we opened the exhibit, and it's been very well received. And it's just a once-in-a-lifetime type opportunity to see a real Smithsonian level exhibit of presidential artifacts and documents.
Let's start with the 50-year anniversary of the Kennedy shooting.
Yes.
You walk into an entire room, and there you have things that are unbelievable right from the Kennedy family.
Right from the Kennedy family, letters back and forth from family members to each other. The note that they wrote, Jack and Jackie wrote on their honeymoon to the lady who planned their wedding, thanking her for what she had done for their wedding. One of Jackie's signature outfits. The inventory in Jackie's handwriting of her wardrobe that she made as she was leaving the White House after the assassination, items she was leaving behind for the archives.
Yeah.
The wallet, amazingly enough, that Jack Ruby had in his pocket when he shot Lee Harvey Oswald.
And when Jack Ruby shot Lee Harvey Oswald, it was filmed on a camera down in that underground.
The one CBS TV camera that filmed that Sunday morning, that broadcasted live to Americans, the TV camera.
Is right here.
Is in the exhibit.
All right, let's move on to Theodore Roosevelt. Tell me about this incredible letter that we have.
Well, my favorite item of all, there's some 120 artifacts in the exhibit, and my favorite one is a page of the speech that Teddy Roosevelt had in his pocket. 1912, he's the Bull Moose candidate for president, campaigning in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. An insane person who had been stalking him for weeks gets to the front of the crowd, shoots him at point-blank range almost. Teddy had a 50-page speech in his steel eyeglass case in his pocket that the bullet hit and went through, slowing it down, probably saving his life. It still entered his chest. Roosevelt, being a hunter, knew to spit into his hand. There was no blood, so he knew that meant his lung hadn't been pierced. It was just a flesh wound. Refused the pleas from his aides to go to the hospital. Insisted on continuing, gave an 80-minute speech with a bullet in his chest. Teddy was a tough guy, famously telling the audience, "I've just been shot, but it takes more than that to kill a bull moose." And in the exhibit is a page of the speech with the bullet hole in it.
Now, we only have 30 seconds, and 15 of that, can you tell me your favorite item in the Abraham Lincoln room?
Abraham Lincoln room. Well, again, amazingly enough, there's a piece of the chair that Lincoln was sitting in at Ford's Theater, a piece of the coat he was wearing, and a piece of Lincoln, some of his blood on a piece of paper.
All right, well, so much more, and I'm sorry our time is done, but it's so great talking to you each time, Kerry. Thank you very much for joining us, and we want to thank you for being here as well on Comcast Newsmakers. From the Oregon Historical Society, I'm Ken Ackerman. Make it a great day.